MicheleMarieDalene, and you know Dory. And of course, today is the day after Halloween. And we got landlord turned the heat on until last night. Baked everybody out of the building, just about. It was so hot in here you could barely breathe. And now, of course, we unfortunately compounded the heat problem with the lights in the studio here. So, obviously, we're not going to sit in here and do a long talk because otherwise, I might die of heat exhaustion. So today pretty much is, anybody can come up with a topic because I don't really have anything planned. You want to talk about anything different?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Halloween? Want to talk about Halloween? What Halloween means to you and what it means to me?
Well, Halloween is different. Since we're talking right now, it's technically All Souls Day, All Saints. And yesterday in the Catholic Church was All Souls. Both days to me is the time when I usually think of my relatives, the ones that passed on before me. My father, my relatives, my uncle, other family members that have had an impact on my upbringing. For example, I think about my father a lot and the fact of his generosity and his kindness and how much he would go out there and he'd help almost anybody. Or my uncle who would do the same thing. My uncle was a millionaire, but he would help anybody, even non-family. Although he, of course, did tend to focus a little more on family, but he would still help somebody else that was not family if he felt that there was if there was a good reason to do so. My father was the same way. I'm kind of too, but the point is I like to take the time to reflect on the people that I've known in the past. It's kind of like that song there, like In My Life there by the Beatles, you know, places that I can remember, you know, and I think of all the things that's happened to me. What about you? I mean, what do you think about during Halloween?
Well, I kind of agree with Michele because Halloween, to me, is very special because, first of all, my parents are gone too. Well, my mom and my father are gone. And Halloween was a very special time of year for my mother. And I told her that I would try to make people enjoy Halloween. I know Michele has a different perspective of Halloween and spiritual and stuff like that, but Halloween to me is to make people feel, to make people happy, because Halloween was a very special time for my mother. She loved Halloween more than Christmas, actually. And
I like Christmas better than Halloween. But,
yeah. And so I told her that I would make people feel very happy on Halloween, and so far I've done that. I go to Prime Time every day. I don't know if people know what that is, but it's a place for mental illness, and I go there every day. I try to go there every day, and yesterday I put together a big, huge Halloween party. We had over 80 people attend. Had over 80 of our members attend to our Halloween party with their guests, and we had a contest, and there's a lot of people that did have beautiful costumes, but we did something different this year, and it worked really well. And so I just hope that I could do more next year for this event. But and then, like with Michele's dad, she said that her father was very, very warming, and my father used to do a lot of things for people, help them out in any way they can, and he used to go to make pizzas for everybody, and so families are very important to me. my grandchildren are very important. My 2 wonderful daughters, and that's about it right now. And I just think family is very important. If you have anybody that you want to reach out to and you haven't talked to in a long time, I think you should do that, because there's family out there that you need. That everybody needs a family. Everybody needs someone.
You know what's hard though is just that what do you do when your family throws you away? But even so, don't forget we also have today's All Saints Day, All Saints in the Catholic Church, which I guess you can say is an extension of All Souls, which actually is yesterday. But also, if you really think about what Halloween is, it actually has a physical meaning as well, of course, as a spiritual meaning. Halloween is considered the last day of harvest for the fall-autumn harvests.
Yeah.
To bring in the last of the stuff for the year. Because it's getting cold and frost is setting in. Yeah. And it certainly was cold last night. And it will be cold for the next few days. A few warm spells in between, but very few. And speaking of the harvest, we got another very special day here in the United States coming up. And that's, to me, it's just as much of an extension as Halloween as anything. Time of Thanksgiving. Time to give thanks for the people who have given, their spiritual support to you with love. And I think about, like I said, just like I do during Halloween, or as we know it in the Wiccan community, Samhain.
What is Samhain?
Samhain is a day when the veils between this side and the other side are the thinnest, and the spirits are close to us, and they're with us every day. And family members will think of family members that have passed on before them.
You never stop thinking of them. You never stop thinking of your family members.
I always think about my family members, especially during this time of the year. Especially, I have my own family saints, if you will, like my uncle, and his generosity, and my father, which is his brother, and how much they went out of their way to show generosity and true compassion for people that they knew. And, of course, I think of my brother, which is alive and well, and he's living with my mom. Now, my mom, I can't call my brother because I have to go through my mother. To go through my mother means that there's no likeliness, in all likeliness, I'll never be able to try to talk to my brother. So all I can do is just put a prayer in that his spirit guide will pass the word along to him.
I believe that's true.
And just like your father has a spirit guide, my father has a spirit guide too. And like I said yesterday at ABC Pizza, I got a feeling you and my father are probably working on some projects together. My dad built cabinets for my sister, and she lives in a slum tenement. No charge. He totally built brand new handcrafted cabinets completely out of scrap lumber.
My father was a construction worker.
My father with buildings, cabinets, that stereo cabinet which we use to all our audio equipment, my dad built that for me.
Wow.
Custom made. My desk was custom made too in the other room.
My father was a construction worker. He worked on construction.
My dad was a construction worker. He was a timber frame. He was a framer. He also did finished carpentry. He did also work for Ovation Instruments, making guitars.
Wow.
When there wasn't any really construction work to be had, he was a floor layer. He had his own floor laying company called Northland Flooring. Unfortunately, his company has some hard times because in 1973, 1976, his company was not making any money. He went bankrupt.
I think my father worked in a couple of factories couple of factories here in Winsted before he became a construction worker. I was really, really young. I don't remember that, but all I remember is my father being a construction worker and making.
My father was a fisherman on commercial fishing vessels too. Back in the 60s, he was.
And my mother, she worked in a factory practically her whole life, and she worked with these little tiny little boards. They're about this big, and they had all these little things on it, and she used to make them for. They used to go into Coca-Cola machines to make the Coca-Cola machines work, like the fountain machines. No,
right.
They used to work for. She made them for that.
Made for the coins or to
the when you go in the store and when you go into a restaurant and the machine that you pour. That's what she made that for.
Okay, so she made the actuator set.
She made the circuit board. That's what it's called. She made the circuit board.
Yeah. Well,
at Altec.
It takes a lot of work to do that.
And she was very good at her work. And I don't know. I have.
It's kind of surprising because my mother and I are really. Some would say I look more like my mom, and some would say I look more like my dad.
I look like my father.
I think I look more like I might look like my mom, but I got my dad's personality 100%. So I can say that. My father, as I said, was a really nice guy. My mother was stuck up. She was really hard to cope with. And
Michele, let me ask you a question. Do you believe, because I can show you the picture, I can even show you people out there, that someone can look like someone 28 years later? Like, because I have a picture, okay, I'll tell you this story. I have a picture of my granddaughter now, okay, my 19-month-old granddaughter, okay? And my daughter, my oldest daughter, Roxanne, she is 28 years old right now. And at the time, the picture was taken when Roxanne was 19 months old. And those two pictures, I'm telling you, they can pass for twins. Now, is that possible?
Yeah. It's the same way when people look at me and they look at my mom and they think, wow, you look almost like you were like sisters.
They look identical.
Yeah.
You would think they were twins right now.
That's because it's genetics. It's the DNA. It runs in the family.
Wow, we must have a real strong DNA then, because I don't know. It's crazy.
Yet, when you think about one thing is, some of the relatives in our families get their attitudes.
And there's pictures, like you can take, for example, you can put my picture, me, my sister, my daughter, and my other daughter, and Angie, my granddaughter. Me, my sister, my daughter Roxanne, my daughter Amber, and Angeline. You could put all of us together and you could not tell who is who. That's
because of genetics.
Baby pictures.
Gene pool. The genetic material that's in your family is what makes you
It's crazy. You cannot tell us apart. When we were babies, you would think that we were all one baby.
Or all twins. Or pence.
It's four. It's quads. You would think we're quads.
Right. Well, I mean,
but I don't.
My father looks like. I mean, my brother looks kind of like my father. You know, he's kind of stocky. He's kind of big, and I kind of got my dad's look too.
Well, I got my father's fat little chubby hands. My father had fat little chubby hands, and I got those. Yeah, fat little chubby.
I got my mom's claws. She had fingers as long as mine. Someone asked me, can you play the piano? No, but you know what? I certainly beat on the piano as a kid quite a few times, and
I begged my parents to take piano lessons, and they didn't. And I did, and I hated it, and I quit.
I want to learn how to play the violin, and I can. It's never too late. Just like the movie,
Never
except
too late
it's
to do anything.
It's Well, I want to do something. I got a lot of time on my hands, especially since right now I'm 46 years old. I'm gonna be 47 in February, and
Oh, excuse me, please take this out. I'm yawning.
Trust me, we didn't all get much sleep last night. It was a giant sauna in here. It was so hot we had to open the window, which I got open right now because these studio lights throw about 800 watts of heat in here. So, we don't want to sit here and cook.
So let's say we take do this one short because it's really hot with this big, huge light in my face. I can get a suntan.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
You should get a suntan, Michele. Get a big suntan from that. So I can get my
because
tan
of alkyl-albinol, I probably would end up getting skin cancer from trying to get a suntan.
Nah, I miss my tan. I used to be dark. I miss it. I'm already sad.
Unless you want to do what Mima says. Yeah, we get a spring tan.
No, I want my tan back, people.
That's the only kind of tan I can get.
I'm losing my tan, and I'm very depressed.
I am burning. I burn to a crisp.
Not me. I walk in the sun dark. I burn once, and that's it. I tan.
Nope. I burn, then the skin peels.
And then you burn again, and you burn again. Yep.
I keep burning, and then sometimes you start seeing blood. And
okay. Gross.
That's one of the reasons why I have to stay out of the sun.
We're back.
Yep. I'm gonna sit down here. Okay.
Michelle's got her coffee.
Yeah. Cumberland Farms. And I actually got 2 of these cups yesterday. I went to get one free coffee, and then she brought me a free coffee, and then so I still got 2 free coffees, and I'm drinking this free coffee. I think it's the one with the Splenda in it. So what's your plans for Thanksgiving? What do you do during Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, I spend it with my family. This year, I think we're going to my sister's. That ought to be really interesting. And last year, we had it at my daughter's house. And hopefully, we can go to my sister's this year. And hopefully, we all can get it really long. But that's our plan. Going to my sister's, cooking at my sister's, and that's about it. And then, what are you doing?
Like I did last year, spend Thanksgiving with Lemmy, and then the 20th of November, the Soup Kitchen is having their Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to that, and then...
What day is that?
That's on a Thursday. It's on the 20th.
Maybe I'll come up and spend it with you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's, for me and Lumi, it's a time when we, again, continue to think of all the Thanksgivings past. All the people we know, we give thanks for all the things that we have received. So it's a spiritual day for us. It's a day when we, just as it was for the pilgrims, it was a day when they gave thanks for all the blessings of the last year.
Yeah, and then the pilgrims joined the Indians.
It's kind of sad when you think about it, isn't it, that it didn't stay that way.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It's sad. The world has changed so many in different ways, and so many, like Sandy Hook. That should have never ever happened. Sandy Hook. That was a trauma.
When Anna Blanca opened this fire, was the exact same second my cat died of a heart attack.
Sandy Hook was a very trauma. That's the day I lost a good.
So December 17th.
No, December 14th is when. December 14th is when Sandy Hook happened.
Yeah, okay. That's about right.
And because December 14th...
It was a Friday.
It was on a Friday last year?
And that was the day that Fluffy died.
Fluffy was a good kitty. She was cute.
Yeah, but unfortunately she died the same way that Mikey died. And she was declining for quite a while, so...
I just don't talk about kittens, cats dying. That's depressing.
It's depressing, but again, it's related to this day of the year. You think of all the people and all the friends that we've had and lost, and then you.
That's depressing.
But then again, you can look at it this way, which is true. When you go home, you're going to see them all again. Every single one. Your friends, including your pets. You will see every one of your pets.
Do you really believe that's true?
Yes. I saw her go through the tunnel. I saw her run through the tunnel. And she turned back and she gave me a happy little mew with her tail in the air. And she said to me in her own way, I'm waiting for you when you get back here. Hang on just a little longer. So, like I said at her grave, I said, I will be with you when my chores are through. Just wait for me. Yep, you got a long line of chores to do. We're getting them done, though. We're getting them done. So,
Amen.
Squeeze today. Squeeze every bit of pulp out of it you can. You don't know when you're getting your boarding pass, but make it worth it. Every day is a new opportunity.
That's why I try so hard to make what I do at the clubhouse important for the people, because there's people that don't have family, that don't have anybody there, and that's why I do go out of my way for the Halloween party to make them feel that they are very important people.
I did the same thing for the Sip Kitchen too, because there are people at the Sip Kitchen that, like one lady I talked to was transplanted from Torrington to Winsted, and she said to me, I hate this town. And I said, why? Because I don't know anyone here. As I told her, I said, well, for one thing, I said, I'm willing to talk to you. I don't really want to make friends, she says. Okay. If you ever change your mind, let me know. See, I offered the opportunity.
Hey, this is a good friend to have right here. Michele is a very good friend. I've known Michele for a long time, like 10 years, but excuse me, I just got close to her recently, and I'm glad that we're friends, and I'm glad that we got really close, because she is a very nice person. I really don't know, I'm not really don't know Lumi as much as I know Michele, but I'm getting to know Lumi a little better. But if you have Michele for a friend, you have the world, because Michele is a very good friend. And I want people out there to know that, because this woman over here will give the shirt off your back for anyone.
Literally.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's what Michele was like. Buy one, get the second for free at Joseph S. Bake.
That's not true. Buy one, get one free.
When we talk about how far we have come in those years, not just us, our lives specifically, but in general, I mean, we've seen a lot of differences in the last 10 years. Just 10 years. Technologically, 10 years has changed. The world has changed.
My world has changed in 10 years. My world has changed tremendously in 10 years. I lost two parents, well, my mom's 12 years this year. In the last 10 years, I've lost 4 people in my life that mean a lot to me. And that's tremendously a big deal for me. I lost my father, I lost my mother, I lost my grandmother, and I lost a boyfriend. So in 10 years, you lose people like that, oh, I'm sorry too, and I lost a husband. So 2 husbands, actually.
And isn't it kind of funny that I've been living here?
You got to go on. Life goes on.
I've been living here since, I wouldn't say 10 years. I think it was a little less than that, but not by much.
But life goes on.
I think I've been here since about 2007.
That's
all right.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
It's about 7 years ago, Dory.
7 years.
That's about right. What I'm just saying is that they may not be exactly right, but it's been a long time, and I remember that I was telling Ed that I wanted to get out of with Torrington so bad, because where I lived was like Solitary 2.0. You have an hour of sirens. Hour of sirens of the ambulance screaming up the hill from the hospital. Wee, wee. I had to listen to it every friggin' day. It was so bad that my hearing started to degrade. Or usually Michele doesn't even usually use her hearing aids. She usually just reads things on the phone or reads books, or she's more into reading than talking verbally. The only time she talks verbally is on the videos here, and that's how she does. Or when we're talking together. Yeah. Because everything we do now is electronic, and now it's one of the big differences in the last 10 years is how much, I mean, in 2004, we didn't have the kind of technology we have today. We had some of it. They didn't have everything, but there was we did not have unlimited talk and text, and unlimited data on a cell phone plan. Cell phone companies had contracts still. We did not necessarily have high-speed internet in everybody's house. In some places that had high-speed internet, we consider those people to be affluent. I don't know about that, but
Okay. You said you wanted to make this short, so.
But what has not improved any is some of the ways that the landlords are treating the poor. It's actually kind of related to what you and I were talking a little about the Victorian era. That this actually goes back away to the Roman era. The way landlords treat their tenants. Like shit. No kidding. It's like you don't realize when they see us as a cash resource. I don't like you. I sold you away. I get new tenant. You go bye-bye. Yeah. So, but back 10 years ago, and yes, I was going to Brown Diamond then. How was things different versus now between me and you?
What, are you talking to me?
I remember we met one time at Cole Park, and you kind of gave me that kind of.
Well, back then I wasn't myself back then. I wasn't taking medication like I am now, and I was doing terrible.
You were showing your true colors.
I wasn't myself.
But there was a lack of trust, though.
Yeah, Michele, I would trust you in my heart. Even back then, I would trust you. But now I trust you completely.
Well, you know me better now.
Exactly.
A couple times I've actually helped Dory with a couple things in her life when she was living across the hall at number 10.
Mm-hmm. And when I was homeless?
Yeah, and when you were homeless, I helped you too, as best I could. All right. By the way, do you ever want to have anyone be able to reach you if they want to talk to you or anything? Because I know you love getting email. I don't know your email address. Would you want?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, we could put my email out there.
I don't have your email, so you're gonna have to give it. Just say it out loud.
We're gonna have to. I can't remember my emails. I have like 3 of them. So what I'm gonna think about doing is get rid of all 3 of them and make one so we can.
There's Dory. I remember this one.
Oh yeah, there is
Torrington. Dory Torrington.
No, it's Dory Wysocki at yahoo.com.
Dory Wysocki at yahoo.com. And you also have a Dory of Torrington.
No.
At gmail.com.
Yeah, Dory Torrington gmail.com. You can use that one.
Yeah. And, of course, you got my email as bicachela3 at gmail.com. And my email at lumifinistra.
But if I do change them, I will We will give them. I'll let.
Can I make a suggestion?
What? Let's change them all. And make a new one.
No. You got enough problems right now. Just trying to keep the ones you're having together. Let's not go there.
All right,
what you need to do is you got to get an email manager program.
Email manager program.
They'll let you get the mail from all your emails and download them all
on a piece of paper. That'd be really cool.
No, I'll take care of everything. In other words, all your emails will come in from all your websites, and then someone just.
Okay.
And I think your phone might have it. I mean, my phone does.
My phone is a smartphone, and I think it's stupid.
Well, it's also a cheap piece of crap.
Say that on TV. They don't want to know that.
It's a CDMA phone.
And it's a piece of crap, like Michele said.
Well, at least you got 512 megabytes of RAM in it versus 256.
My daughter tells me I shouldn't have a smartphone.
You know what you should do, and this is for anybody here. If you want to get on a cell phone plan with a phone at least that's halfway decent, and I've looked at reviews on it, you can get the HTC Evolve from T-Mobile, prepaid for about $59 if you look on eBay. And then it's got 512 megabytes of memory. It's got a 5 megapixel camera. It has a front camera. It has a rear camera. You can put up to 32 gigabytes of external flash in it. It's Android.
Okay.
And at least it's running, I think it's running either Jelly Bean or it might be running KitKat. I think it's Jelly Bean. I don't think it's KitKat.
I like Kit Kats.
Well, I don't know. Why in the hell did they ever call that a different version of the operating system sweets? The first one they called it Froyo. That was in the Samsung Vibrant. Then there was Ice Cream Sandwich. Then there was Jelly Bean. Then there was Kit Kat. And now they have something called Lollipop, which is the very newest. Yeah, well, then why did all the OS X operating systems all have the name of cats up until we got into Mavericks? Got me. I was hoping that they would have a version of OS X called Tabby. What about Tiger? Oh, they have Tiger. They have Tiger. That was the older one. It was, I think it was 10.3.
All right.
So.
Let's hope everybody has a good day and get through the day.
And if you have any comments, concerns, questions, complaints, gripes, or just basically want to just blast me for whatever reason, you can just go ahead and send me comments in the section below here. Or you can email me, if you want to keep it private, to bicehela3@gmail.com. And let me do one too. I think I'm going to do a video today also, but for right now, yeah, I'll give my address right here. It's lumifinistra@gmail.com. And don't forget to also subscribe. Always do that, yeah. And if you do or don't like the video, let us know. Okay? So, talk to you later.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye, everybody.